You can do this. Right, I literally want you to write at the top of your paper, I can do this. As my pen runs out of ink, it's telling me it can't. I can do this. Proofs will not defeat me. I will defeat proofs.
Yeah. Watch out, proofs.
Okay, so when we're doing proofs, first thing you have to remember, we are still trying to accomplish the same goal. What is our goal? To show that what? That what's congruent? The triangles. Our goal is to show that two triangles are congruent. Here's the good thing about these proofs. You don't have to show 3 angles and 3 sides. You don't have to show all of those. Because we know what now? Shortcuts. So you either have to show SSS, SAS, ASA works too, AAS or hypotenuse leg, but the donkey way won't do. Okay, so if we're proving something, it's going to work. So not possible on a proof is not possible. Whoa.
So it's like no proof,
Okay.
like no possible, not possible.
Right, so like you have to use a shortcut. If I'm saying you can prove this, then it is possible. Okay, so let's look at number 1. Go ahead and draw your chart. Statement goes here, reason goes here. Let's go ahead and be big boys and girls and write out our given. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Well, if it would be really big, we could write out a statement and reasoning.
Oh, we could. Let's do that too. Okay, so I always like to put rainbows and dashes. Let's just know what they've given us. Remember, if they've given it straightforward, we do not have to see it. We don't have to write it again. So they told us QR is congruent to SR and ST is congruent to QT. Yes? So what do I know? 2 sides. What do you see right off the bat? Reflexive. Yes. Y'all know that commercial, that insurance commercial where it's holding the dollar? It's like, gotta be quicker than that. Gotta be quicker. Yes? No? Okay. Okay, you gotta look and see this very quickly. That vertical angles, you should see them all the time. Okay, so this is reflexive. So did y'all put TR or RT?
RT.
Okay, RT, you can put TR if you want. RT is congruent to RT. So what have we proven? SSS, right? Side, side, side. So triangle QRT is congruent to triangle SRT by side, side, side.
That's it?
That's it.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Thank the Lord.
Now, I'm not promising you they'll all be 3 steps.
But it's better than...
But you can use the shortcut. In the original proofs that we were doing before the last test, you would have had to prove, like, magically all 3 angles, right? You would have had to know more without knowing the shortcuts. But, yes, that's it. Okay, let's do 2. Oops, I put 2. I didn't mean to put 2. I'm going to erase the 2. I want to write...
Do those little lines for the beginning? A little...
You can, but... I mean, I'll never know because I'm not checking your notes. But I want you on test to do it this way. Okay, so here's the bad part. If they don't flat out tell us they're congruent and we assume it by perpendicular or by bisecting, we have to write it out. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
So, when BD is perpendicular to AC, that means that this is 90 degrees and this is 90 degrees, yes? Which means that they are congruent. So I'm okay with you like not showing, well, that means this is 90 and this is 90 because that was in our last chapter. That was covered in chapter 2. Okay, so I'm okay with you missing that step and going straight to angle ADB is congruent to angle what? CDB. Based on definition of perp lines. Whoops.
Like you say that.
I'm okay with you skipping the fact that this is equal to 90 and equal to 90 because that was covered in chapter 2. Okay, that's not our goal. So our goal is just that you know that these two are congruent. So angle ADB is congruent to angle CDB because of the definition of perpendicular lines. If they're perpendicular, then these two are congruent. Okay, so we have an angle. Look, do you see how they put the dashes on AD to DC?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, that goes with BD is, yeah, so BD bisects AC. So that's where those come from. So because it says it bisects, we have to say AD is congruent to what? CD, yep. AD is congruent to CD. What could I use as the definition? Why? Bisector, yes. Your definition is most likely going to be a word that's used or a symbol that's used right here. Okay, so we know a side, an angle. What do you see? Reflexive. Do you see it? Reflexive, which means what's congruent to what? BD is congruent to BD. So what shortcut can we use to prove the true triangles are congruent? SAS. Side, angle, side. Can we do one more? Then I'm going to give you time to work on the remaining ones, and then I'll take questions as they come. Does that sound good? Let's do one more. Because you can do these with me all day long, right? It's when I'm not doing it that it gets a little hard. Yes? Okay. So, let's push through the struggle. So, let's do one more, and then you're going to try it on your own. Are any of you already done with 3? Okay, V is the midpoint of YW. What does that mean? Yes. YV is congruent to WV. Based on the definition of, yes. Some of you on your test, it was like bisects and you said definition of midpoint. Like whatever word it uses, use that word. Okay? If it uses midpoint, then use midpoint. If it uses bisect, then use bisect. Okay, so that means this is congruent to this. And then we know UY is parallel to XW. What is that? Why are they telling me that? Angles. Now, in this case, it's probably going to be alternate interior. But in the case of yesterday's shortcuts, wasn't there one you had to use corresponding? There was. So make sure that you're open to all kinds of relationships. So our shortcuts, we have side, 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 angle, side, angle. How many sides do we know? 1. We know 1. Which means if I'm going to use side or a shortcut with side, and I only know one side, I need to know 2 angles that sandwich that side, right?
Yeah.
Or angle, side. So if I were you, I would prove that Y is congruent to W. Is that a true statement? Angle Y is congruent to angle W. Yes, we will have vertical. So this is because of alternate interior. Okay, then we have, I can't just say angle V though, can I? No, I have to say angle UVY is congruent to angle what? XVW. Do we have enough to prove a shortcut? Could you have said U is congruent to X and have done AAS? That's an option too. You would not be wrong if you did that. Did everybody understand that? You could have proved that both of these are congruent, U and X, because of parallel, and said angle, angle, side. But for our case, we did we did angle, side, angle, which is UVY is congruent to triangle XVW by angle, side, angle. Is there becoming a pattern? Are you getting into the hang of it? Okay, great. I saw one nod. Fabulous. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to try 4, 5, and 6 on this back page. Work with the people around you. Check and see if you're getting it right. So let's do 4, 5, 6, and in a couple minutes we'll come back and check.